मैं जब पैदा हुआ मेरी किस्मत भगवान ने मतलब लिखा था कि मैं धीरे धीरे एक चाइल्ड एक्टर की जर्नी से शुरू करूँगा. इवन विद शाहरुख सर आई रिमेंबर आई वाज शूटिंग फॉर द फिल्म चाहत, तो उन्होंने एक रेड पजेरो वो लेके आए थे सेट पे. ही लुक्ड एट मी, यू नो, लुकिंग एट द कार एंड ही सेड, he just smiled at me and he said, drive पे जाना है.
You know, you've worked with all the three Khans.
Yeah.
And it takes an actor years and years to work with them.
All these three Khans were very, very, very generous, sweet and kind and, you know, caring on set for me. Sridevi ma'am, actually more than me, my dad was a big, big fan of his. So I remember that मेरे पापा मेरी मम्मी को कहते रहते थे कि यार देखो, मतलब क्या नसीब पाया हमारे लड़के ने कि श्रीदेवी का बेटा बनाए ये.
And then you keep getting compared कि अच्छा child actor you were so big, so now you have to become that big.
I had to start from the scratch. I had to start from absolute basic level, just like any other boy coming to the city and trying to make it in the industry. Mentally थोड़ा सा adjust करना पड़ा था because obviously you feel that, you know, people are not responding the way you expect them to, but that is our industry. चढ़ते सूरज को सलाम है. So मेरा debut, I think I can truly and proudly say छाती ठोक के I earned it with my hard work and with my merit, with no one's support, no call, no influence, none of that.
No godfather.
No godfather at all. Bhai has been always very proud of. I remember जब मैं पंचनामा के बाद भी, डेब्यू होने के बाद भी उनसे मिलने गया था, he was very, very proud of me.
Did you feel कि बस now my life is made, my first film has become such a hit, now I am the next superstar?
Being lost space, I might have taken some wrong decisions in terms of choosing films or choosing certain things, but never that I felt that I've arrived or I'm a superstar.
Was there any phase of insecurity?
There was a little bit of positive competition and healthy hunger. जो फिल्में आ रही थी वो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही थी, मुझे नहीं करनी थी, या जो फिल्में मैं करना चाह रहा था वो मेरे पास, you know, opportunities नहीं आ रही थी. So somewhere in between I got stuck.
Well, my guest today is somebody who we have literally seen grow up in front of the camera. He has perfectly blended innocence, talent and maturity throughout his career. And I'm very pleased to welcome him on my podcast, The Game of Fame, welcoming the very charming and of course talented Omkar Kapoor. Hi Omkar, how have you been?
I've been good. Thank you, Rashita, for having me here.
You're most welcome. You know, Omkar, there are very few people who start off so young and then manage to be relevant. Even, you know, it's very difficult today in our industry to be relevant.
Yeah.
How was acting always your first choice? Because it seems so. Whenever we see you on screen, we feel like it comes from within.
Well, you answered the question because I've been in it since my childhood. So somewhere it is inherently in me to act, to entertain. So that's something that's naturally been my passion and something that I enjoy, and it doesn't feel like work any day that I'm on set, even till today. The excitement, the eagerness to learn something new from the creative filmmakers that I've been lucky to get to work with. So it's just an exciting profession just to be part of, and I've been lucky that I've been in it since my childhood. So yeah, that's what it is. It's just fun.
You know, because of your surname, which is Kapoor, and you know, Bollywood is literally ruled by a few of Kapoors ever since we've heard of showbiz.
Yeah.
What kind of family do you come from? Is it related to films in any way?
Well, we do have that surname Kapoor, but it's not related. We are not related to the Raj Kapoor family, obviously. And but yes, we did start our own journey as an outsider, so-called, say. And my dad had come with 60,000 rupees in his pocket to this city of Mumbai, and he started his journey from there, from the scratch. And back in the day, उस टाइम पे कमालिस्तान स्टूडियो हुआ करता था, और कमालिस्तान स्टूडियो के जो ओनर थे मिस्टर कमाल अमरोही जी, because he was from Amrohi, and my dad was from Amroha, so he became his mentor, saying that you have come to Bombay
Wow.
to create a life, and you are also passionate about films और आपको भी हीरो बनना है, तो धीरे धीरे आप हमारे संगत में आइए. And he took care of him, and he started his journey in Bombay, and धीरे 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 he paved way for me, और उन्होंने रास्ता बनाया. और मैं जब पैदा हुआ, मेरी किस्मत भगवान ने मतलब लिखा था कि मैं धीरे धीरे एक चाइल्ड एक्टर की जर्नी से शुरू करूँगा. और धीरे धीरे रास्ता बनता गया. पीपल वर सपोर्टिव, अपॉर्चुनिटीज वर देयर, एंड luckily I think probably today when I look back, I say I was just destined to follow that path and reach and go through this journey that I've been so far. So a lot of it, when they say, बोलते हैं ना कि destiny कोई चीज़ होती है, किस्मत एक चीज़ होती है. Today when I look and I see all those filmmakers that I happen to work with, the kind of schooling that I got, जिस तरीके की पढ़ाई ऑन सेट फिल्म मेकिंग के बारे में, सिनेमा के बारे में मैं सीख रहा था, समझ रहा था, तो इट वाज बहुत कम लोगों को ये नसीब होता है. और आई थिंक आई वाज वेरी वेरी लकी. सो आई स्टार्टेड दैट जर्नी फॉर माय कपूर फैमिली, एंड डैड हैड सेट इट अप फॉर मी. And then my brother Vikas Kapoor, he's also a producer himself. So he started his journey as a production controller, and from rising from there to a production manager, to an executive producer, to a producer himself. So that has been his journey of 12-14 years now. And you know, dhire dhire I somehow felt that this is home. This is where my heart belongs. So we have been very very thankful to the industry and to the people out there who have given us and made our life out there today. By touch wood, we have our roofs over the head. Correct. In a city like Bombay, जहाँ लोग अपने सोच देख के आते हैं कि अपना हमारा घर होगा, या हम कुछ यहाँ जिंदगी में बना पाएंगे. तो it's taken 30-40 years of our Kapoor family, but gratitude for everything that we have.
Lovely. You've done so much work as a child artist that people have literally seen you, like as mentioned in my intro, we have seen you grow in front of the cameras. When was the first time you were spotted, and by who?
The first time I was spotted was it's a very funny incident actually. I was, I think, around 9 or 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and लोकल एरियाज में उस टाइम पे आपको पता होगा एनुअल फंक्शन टाइप होता था, ऑर्केस्ट्रा होता था, म्यूजिक फेस्टिवल ऐसा. तो वहाँ एक डांस कंपटीशन हो रहा था जहाँ मैंने पार्टिसिपेट किया, और मैं नेचुरली थोड़ा डांस और म्यूजिक एंजॉय करता था. माइकल जैक्सन वगैरह देख के आईने में देख के कॉपी करता था. तो दैट डांस कंपटीशन आई हैड वन ऑन द स्टेज in my entire area. So one of my dad's friend who was also making, he was from the film industry. And my dad was in real estate at that time. He was not at all, nothing to do with the films and background and everything. So he said that, मैं एक फिल्म बना रहा हूँ यार, क्या मैं ओमकार को कास्ट कर लूँ उसमें, एक बच्चे की ज़रूरत है मुझे. So that's how I was discovered. And then he said, हाँ ठीक है, पापा said गर्मी की छुट्टियाँ चल रही हैं स्कूल्स की, तो ठीक है कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट कर लेते हैं, देखते हैं, नौटंकी है ही बच्चा हमारा, कर लेगा कुछ ना कुछ. तो दैट इज हाउ इट हैपेंड. इट स्टार्टेड ऑफ एंड जस्ट वन थिंग लेड टू द अनदर, एंड टुडे आई एम हियर विद यू ऑल.
When you work as a child, there are so many things you learn at a very young age. Firstly, dealing with people who know you at a large level. When you become famous, there's this rush that gets into your body. Of course, now we're older, we understand it, we know how to deal with it. As a child, when you understood that people actually love you, there are fans, people want to see you in real life, how did you feel and how did you cope with that?
It was very surreal. I didn't absorb much, to be honest. I was just enjoying the process of it, just being on set, just taking instructions and doing intuitively, uninhibition, like there's no inhibition, and I was just enjoying, just like how a normal child enjoys dancing or music or any other art form. So there wasn't much of process to it. Yes, the adulation, the love, जो लोगों का प्यार मिला, जो fame मुझे मिली, that was unexpected and beyond my imagination and beyond my family's imagination, because my film Masoom went on to become a silver jubilee in those times, which was quite a unheard thing of that time, कि एक बच्चे पे एक फिल्म बनी है और वो सिल्वर जुबली कर गई है. So that was quite a सरप्राइजिंग थिंग. बट मैं बहुत ही सिंपल फैमिली बैकग्राउंड से आता हूँ, जहाँ मुझे ग्राउंडेड रखा गया है. हम सेट पे भी भले ही हमें कितना भी, मुझे बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट मिलता था, स्पेशल फील कराते थे सारे को एक्टर्स, फिल्म मेकर्स, बट घर पे वो मुझे वैसा ही सिंपल ट्रीटमेंट रखा जाता था ताकि मैं ग्राउंडेड रहूँ उस चीज़ को लेके. तो वो रियलिटी चेक हमेशा रहा. दैट वाज ऑलवेज देयर विथ मी, and I'm glad, because that kept me grounded and that kept me real with the world. Otherwise it's very easy in today's time, with the fame, with the adulation, with the madness that comes along with the success of being an actor. It's very easy to lose your head, to lose your calm, to lose your temperament. It's happened all across the world. Even in Hollywood, when we hear about Macaulay Culkin or other child actors who've been there, especially जब आपको इतनी जल्दी एज में इतनी ज़्यादा सक्सेस और फेम मिल जाता है, तो but luckily my credit goes to my parents and my family who kept me grounded, and I like the way it has been.
So fame never really got into your head?
Not really. I did used to feel special. बहुत शैतान हो गया था मैं. I think that freedom और जो मुझे मिली थी because of okay, this child actor and this so called child star, तो उस फ्रीडम से मैं नॉटी बहुत हो गया था, बहुत शैतानी करता था. मैं सेट पे, स्कूल में लोगों को बहुत परेशान करता था, बहुत टांग खींचता था, कुछ ना कुछ शैतानी करके भाग जाता था, और फिर स्कूल से मेरी कंप्लेन आती थी मम्मी के पास. तो वो सारी चीज़ें बहुत हुई थी, बट नेवर ऑन द साइड ऑफ एरोगेंस और बदतमीजी या वैसे ही कोई चीज़ नहीं थी.
You've worked with all the three Khans, and it takes an actor years and years to work with them. I feel even the most established actors today, they say we want to once work with them, to just see how they work, because they are all three of them are very different from each other. Do you have any fond memory? मैं ये नहीं पूछूंगी कि what did you learn, because you were quite young yourself to even imagine कि अभी I have to learn something from them, but how was your experience overall?
देखो, द गुड पार्ट वॉज बिकॉज आई वॉज अ चाइल्ड एक्टर, तो उतना ज़्यादा प्रेशर या प्रोसेस एक्टिंग का या मेथड का या वो चीज़ों का स्ट्रेस नहीं था. मैं जेन्युइनली बस एंजॉय कर रहा था. मुझे जेन्युइनली फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता था कि मेरे सामने कौन है या मेरा को एक्टर कौन है, कोई बड़े स्टार हैं या कोई नया एक्टर है, उससे फ़र्क ही नहीं पड़ता था. मैं बस जो मुझे इंस्ट्रक्शन मिल रहे थे, मैं इंट्यूटिवली उस प्रोसेस को एंजॉय कर रहा था. तो मैं शैतानी बहुत करता था, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, तो सीन्स भी ऐसे होते थे तो कई बार शैतानी में निकल जाते थे. एंड ऑल दीज legendary actors that you said about all the three Khans, they were very very sweet and kind to me. I would say today when I remember there were a lot of moments like that. Even with Shah Rukh sir, I remember I was shooting for the film Chahat, and I remember वो नई नई अपनी पजेरो कार हुआ करती थी उस टाइम पे, इंडिया में आई थी, तो उन्होंने एक रेड पजेरो वो लेके आए थे सेट पे, और मैं शूट कर रहा था और मैंने बिहाइंड द सीन जाके उनकी गाड़ी देखी और मैं हैरान रह गया और मैं देखता रह गया. वो मेरे लिए एक फैसिनेशन था फॉर एनी चाइल्ड. एंड ही लुक्ड एट मी लुकिंग एट द कार, एंड ही सेड, ही जस्ट स्माइल्ड एट मी एंड ही सेड, ड्राइव पे जाना है? सो आई सेड yes sir, I would love to. And I remember that he asked his driver to just take me for a drive on it, and I just sat like a child, and I just thoroughly enjoyed looking at the whole car, and I was thoroughly, because it was new, right? So I had that fascination. So all these three Khans were very 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 generous, sweet and kind, and caring on set for me. So वो तो करते करते काम निकल गया, पता भी नहीं चला इनके साथ. इन्होंने कभी मुझे ऐसा फील नहीं कराया. वो तो आज जब देखता हूँ तो लगता है कि अरे ओमकार, यू आर सो लकी टू वर्क विद ऑल थ्री ऑफ देम. people just dream of that thing. So yeah.
You know, Salman loves kids. Even
Yeah.
today, he
Yeah.
sees a kid and he will stop and, greet the kid.
Yeah.
And he's also supportive of a lot of people who are self-made.
Yeah.
He's given chances to so many people. Of course, you worked with him as a kid, and then when you grew up, and he must have gotten to know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
your
yeah,
debut.
absolutely.
What was his reaction like? Because I'm sure he must be proud.
I'm sure, sir, Bhai has been always very proud of. I remember जब मैं पंचनामा के बाद भी डेब्यू होने के बाद भी उनसे मिलने गया था, he was very very proud of me. He said, चलो good, अच्छा है, दोबारा शुरुआत की आपने, सेकेंड इनिंग्स आपकी शुरू हुई है, अब लगे रहो, मेहनत करते रहो और नाम बरकरार रखो. So he's been very supportive and very very kind, and in my recent film also, when I got the chance to play a cop,
Yeah.
so I had the discussion with my director saying that can we do it in the Chulbul Pandey Dabang
Wow.
space. So that was my ode, my tribute to Mr. Salman Khan for teaching me whatever he's taught me, his kind of cinema or his kind of swag that he carries as a star. So we did incorporate, मैंने अपने कैरेक्टर में वो incorporate किया कि किस तरह चुलबुल पांडे थोड़ा सा फनी कॉप हो लेकिन मेरे कैरेक्टर में कैसे blend करे. So that was sort of a little small tribute to Mr. Salman Khan for that.
Wow. Firstly, I have to tell you that as a kid, I have watched Judai a million times with
Okay.
my family on TV. It was just such a fascinating concept to me that somebody has sold her husband
Yeah.
for 1 crore rupees. 1 crore or 2 crores?
I think it was 1 crore.
1 crore.
Something, yeah.
And 1 crore when we were kids was like a huge amount.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
even
yeah,
today,
yeah.
but yeah. And I didn't know, of course, up until I grew up, that the son was you.
Yeah.
And when Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 released, I was a media student. So I was always, I knew about news and actors. And then I got to know, okay, he's the same guy who played the son. So it was like, how life comes in full circle. You've, of course, worked with legends like Sridevi ji. Of course,
Yeah.
she's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
But whoever has worked with her, even for a second,
Yeah.
has told that she's inspired them.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was your, because even Anil Kapoor is such a big legend.
Yeah, that film Judai was a very very loved film by the audience because it was remade from South to Hindi, and it was a blockbuster. Even in South, it was a blockbuster. Even in Hindi.
Yeah.
And I remember I was playing their son, Anil sir and Sridevi ma'am's son, and I had a great time shooting that film in Hyderabad. Constantly, we were shooting in Annapurna Studios, I think, at that time. And Anil sir has been very very sweet and supportive right throughout. जब भी मैं उनसे मिला हूँ वो मतलब उन्होंने बहुत मतलब वो ऐसे देखते हैं कि मुझे यार बच्चा बड़ा हो गया अभी, तो उनके लिए तो उन्होंने मुझे इतना सा था तब से देखा है. तो he's been very sweet, and obviously on set बोलते हैं ना कि जब आपकी स्कूलिंग एकदम दिग्गज लोगों से हो रही हो तो आपकी मतलब you have to learn just the right things. So I was getting to learn firsthand from all these big stars and actors who were like Anil sir is such a fantabulous actor. Today also when I see a film like A Fighter, when I saw recently,
Yeah.
I see the same zest, same jazba, same power in his performances that so मुझे ऐसा लगता है यार कई बार मैं थक जाता हूँ या मुझे समझ नहीं आता है. Anil sir मतलब he is forever and he is evergreen to be the way he is. So I did learn the intensity aspect or how to have command power as a entertainer in your performances. That I learned from him. I think that is something that he's great at. And with Sridevi ma'am, actually more than me, my dad was a big fan of his. So I remember that मेरे पापा मेरी मम्मी को कहते रहते थे कि यार देखो मतलब क्या नसीब पाया हमारे लड़के ने कि इन श्रीदेवी का बेटा बना है ये. तो आई रिमेम्बर ऑन सेट माय डैड वाज मोर फैसिनेटेड विद श्रीदेवी मैम देन आई वाज एक्चुअली. So it was great because she was so refined as an actor on set. मतलब उनकी लाइनें, उनका नुएंसेस, उनके परफॉर्मेंस, उनका एक लुक, उन वो सीन में, मतलब आई रिमेंबर वॉचिंग सदमा when I was growing up on cinema and when I was learning acting. So I remember watching her performance in Sadma and I was amazed
Yeah.
just the way she is. So it was just a fortunate thing that I was learning from these two actors on set on Judai. So yeah.
And you have been a Govinda fan, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, absolutely. All time.
When you got to know, since childhood you've been his fan?
Yeah, absolutely. Even before I started, जब मैं आपको बता रहा था मैं वो
Annual
स्टेज
day,
शो,
हाँ.
इनफैक्ट मैं उन्हीं के गानों पर परफॉर्म करते हुए
Oh,
जीता था.
wow.
तो आप बोलते ना कि it was kind of destined when I saw his songs, all those songs that used to come, and Shola और Shabnam and Dulara and all these films and all his songs, मेरी पैंट भी सेक्सी, मेरी शर्ट भी सेक्सी. सो मुझे याद है कि मैं परफॉर्म करता था आईने के सामने खड़े होके, घर में मम्मी देखती रहती कि बच्चा हमारा पागल हो गया है. तो हाँ, सो ही इज बीन अ ट्रू एंटरटेनर इन एवरी सेंस. Any genre, any kind of role that he got, be it a comic entertainer or be it an emotional film like Swarg that was there. So he's just versatile, absolutely versatile. Yeah, that's what I learned and try to learn from him, how to be versatile as an actor.
You ever got a chance to tell him how much you?
I did, and I did tell sir always that I said, sir, आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखने मिलता है और मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं कुछ ना कुछ आपके साथ सीखता रहूँ, आपकी कला से थोड़ा सीखता रहूँ.
But of course, Omkar, your childhood, I can only imagine, has been filled with so many high points.
Yeah.
Especially professionally, like when kids are playing and going to school and doing masti and all of that, you were actually out there making a name for yourself unknowingly. You were doing it because you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
When you thought of coming back now as a proper, not a child actor anymore, like an adult, what were the challenges you faced? Because I hear this from so many child actors that वापस स्टार्ट करना ना हमारे लिए ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता है, बिकॉज अब लोग हमें बच्चे की तरह जानते थे. सो टू कम बैक टू ओन योर स्पेस अगेन एंड देन यू कीप गेटिंग कंपेयर्ड कि अच्छा चाइल्ड एक्टर यू वर सो बिग, सो नाउ यू हैव टू बिकम दैट बिग.
हाँ, वो प्रेशर ज़रूर रहता है कि अब आपको दोबारा से वो आपका मेटल प्रूव करना है. एंड ऑब्वियसली जब आप दोबारा से एक लंबे गैप के बाद शुरू करते हो तो आप आउट ऑफ साइट आउट ऑफ माइंड हो गए हो लोगों के. तो मुझे याद है कि मैं अपना कॉलेज, मैंने एजुकेशन कंप्लीट की थी और मैंने दोबारा से जब अपनी जर्नी एज एन एक्टर शुरू की तो आई हैड टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच. आई हैड टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम एब्सोल्यूट बेसिक लेवल, जस्ट लाइक एनी अदर बॉय कमिंग टू द सिटी एंड ट्राइंग टू मेक इट इन द इंडस्ट्री. एंड बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली चेहरा चेंज हो गया था, कुछ लोग पहचानते थे, कहते थे यार शायद आप वही एक्टर हो क्या, वो जो था. बट मैं इनफैक्ट लोगों को जान के नहीं बताता था. ऐसा ठीक है, लेट मी टेक अ फ्रेश स्टार्ट विद अ फ्रेश आइडेंटिटी. जो पहचान जाएंगे वो पहचान जाएंगे. तो मेरे लिए दोबारा से जर्नी स्क्रैच से शुरू करनी मुझे पड़ी थी. मुझे याद है कि आज उस टाइम पे भी मैंने कम से कम 500-600 ऐड के, टेलीविज़न शोज़ के, फिल्म्स के ऑडिशंस मैं जाके आराम नगर में देता था. कॉलेज पॉकेट मनी से मतलब मैं सरवाइव भी कर रहा था अपना. तो वो एक जर्नी रही थी मेरी, एक नेचुरली रीस्टार्ट फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच रहा. बट एंड मैं मेंटली थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट करना पड़ा था, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली यू फील दैट पीपल आर नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग द वे यू एक्सपेक्ट देम टू. बट दैट इज़ आवर इंडस्ट्री. चढ़ते सूरज को सलाम है. जब आप कुछ होते हो तो आपको एक दर्जा दिया जाता है, एक पोडियम दिया जाता है, एक वैल्यू दी जाती है. जब आपको दोबारा से शुरू करना पड़ता है तो दोबारा शुरू कर. लेकिन आज शायद मैं दोबारा शुरू करके अपनी मेहनत से, मेरिट से यहाँ आके बैठा हूँ तो कुछ तो सही कर रहा हूँ, तो शायद तभी सही हूँ, तभी कर रहा हूँ ये.
तब जब आप ऑडिशंस देते थे और ऑफ कोर्स रिजेक्शंस बहुत बड़ा पार्ट होता है किसी भी एक्टर का. आप जितने भी बड़े एक्टर हो जाओ, आप कभी ना कभी लाइफ में होगे ही कोई ना कोई रोल से रिजेक्ट. बट तब जब ऐसा होता था, स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर यंग, you've just become an adult, plus you have such big experience as a child artist and you don't get that response, you get rejections. were you mature enough to handle it and not take it personally, or did you become a little, you started having self doubt?
No, luckily I didn't have self doubt because वो कॉन्फिडेंस मेरे में हमेशा बहुत ज़्यादा था कि मुझे मेरा काम आता है. तो वो सेल्फ डाउट नहीं था, बट वो परसिस्टेंस सीखना पड़ा, वो रेजिलियंस सीखना पड़ा कि नो, आई हैव टू keep knocking at the door till the time now I break this door open and I make my luck shine again.
Yeah.
And probably the harder you work, the luckier you get. I think that's what happened with me. And जो 5-6 साल का मेरा स्ट्रगल था दोबारा अपनी जर्नी शुरू करने का, और 500-600 ऑडिशंस देने का और लोगों से मिलने का और अच्छा काम ढूंढने की कोशिश थी, तो वो मेरे काम ही आए. बिकॉज समहाउ करते 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 कहाँ से प्यार का पंचनामा 2 की ऑडिशनिंग चल रही थी और मुझे बुलाया गया, और कैसे वो फिल्म में मैं ऑन बोर्ड आया मुझे पता भी नहीं चला था. मुझे बहुत सरियल फील हो रहा था. कुछ फिल्में थी उससे पहले जो मेरे साथ कुछ लोग बनाना चाह रहे थे और जो मैं कोशिश कर रहा था, बट वो फिल्में ऑन फ्लोर गई नहीं. So I was finding my right debut to start again with, and I was lucky to find a film like that, a franchisee like that, जो पार्ट 2 में आ रही थी, और जिससे luckily एक relevancy जिसे आप कह रहे हैं, या एक recall value मुझे मिल गई उस फिल्म से. So मेरा debut, I think I can truly and proudly say छाती ठोक के I earned it. With my hard work and with my merit, with no one's support, no call, no influence, none of that.
No godfather.
No godfather at all. I think lucky are the people who do get it, but even for the ones who don't have it, don't worry, just say all is well.
प्यार का पंचनामा 2 was a very underdog film, क्योंकि जब पहली वाली चली थी तो लोगों ने बोला था हाँ चल गई, तुक्के से चल गई, सब्जेक्ट थोड़ा वैसा था, चल गई. When 2 released, I remember everyone was a little unsure कि इसका क्या रिजल्ट होगा. Oh my God, and it blew up. It blew up, and how. Theaters were full, people loved the movie, it had great response, especially acting wise. Everyone was so thrilled to know that these youngsters, these newcomers have done a good job. When the response started coming in, did you feel ki bas, now my life is made, my first film has become such a hit, now I am the next superstar?
No, I didn't, because मैंने fame और success बचपन में ही देखी हुई थी. So I didn't believe that I'm the next superstar, because I knew that this is just the start. But obviously जब आप बहुत टाइम से भूखे होते हो for the success again to strive and to make, and as a young boy obviously you lose a little bit of perspective. So in some decisions I feel that I lost perspective as to where my career or my life or my opportunities stand, and probably in that being lost space I might have taken some wrong decisions in terms of choosing films or choosing certain things. But never that I felt that I've arrived or I'm a superstar, or none of that sort of thing that had happened with me.
You talked about wrong decisions. Did that mean you said no to a couple of films?
It was a mutual sort of a decision where we decided, me and the filmmakers decided that we can do something better. And but coincidentally and unfortunately things didn't work out on that film. But it happens all the time in the industry where certain promises are not even just promises, certain collaborations people want to do and are not able to get through it due to some or the other reason. कभी कोई एक्टर के साइड से प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, कोई डायरेक्टर के साइड से प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, कोई प्रोड्यूसर के साइड से प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. So some films don't take off. So I think that was sort of a little bit of setback for me, where I felt that this is the kind of film that I want to do as my next film, but that didn't happen. So that was the only regret, where I felt that maybe my gamble didn't pay off. But you have to own up your decisions beyond a point. In this industry, I think जब आप सुनते हो कहानियाँ कि बड़े बड़े स्टार्स ने भी वो बड़ी बड़ी फिल्में आप जब सुनते हो कि वो रिजेक्ट की, and then probably they regretted also later, or so these things happen, and you have to take it with a pinch of salt and just move on.
Yeah.
There is no point in sitting and mulling over it and crying over it. It just happens.
You know, three budding actors coming together, working as the male lead.
Yeah.
ये सुनने में आज बहुत ही ज़्यादा रिलेटेबल नहीं लग सकता है, बिकॉज सलमान हैज सेड दिस टाइम एंड अगेन कि एक्टर्स आते ही नहीं है मल्टी स्टारर्स में, अभी मैं थक गया हूँ. ही डिड नॉट नेम बट ही सेड ही अप्रोच टू ऑफ द यंगर लॉट में से टू नाइस बिग एक्टर्स एंड दे सेड नो. The film was good, the script was good, but they didn't want to work together because वो competition insecurity. How was it on Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 set? Because even though the three of you were newer actors, but I'm sure the will of becoming big was equal in all three, right?
Absolutely.
Was there any phase of insecurity or just becoming a little uncomfortable by each other?
Not really. There was a little bit of positive competition and healthy hunger, which was good, which is good to have, because that's how you give your best. That happens also in sports, right? Like when you play, and so that was there, and that zest, and but all three of us, luckily, we had formed a great bond and a friendship. एंड आई थिंक वो ही दिखती है फिल्म में लोगों को, और ऑडियंस को पसंद आई थी, बिकॉज वो फ्रेंडशिप हमारी जो फिल्म शुरू होने से पहले थोड़ी सी बन गई थी, उस चीज़ से फिल्म को बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ, हमें बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ, कंफर्ट लेवल बहुत अच्छा था. सो दैट वाज देयर. पोस्ट दैट, आई मीन द कॉम्पिटिशन पार्ट, इट्स, आई लुक एट इट एज आई वॉन्ट टू परफॉर्म माई सीन्स द बेस्ट. आई डोंट लुक एट इट एज यार उसे वो, मतलब बहुत लोगों ने मुझे ये भी कहा था यार उसे मोनोलॉग मिल गया आपको नहीं है, या बट ऐसा नहीं था. अगर आप फिल्म देखेंगे और ऑडियंस, इसीलिए ऑडियंस को सबको इक्वल लगी वो फिल्म, बिकॉज बहुत वेल बैलेंस्ड फिल्म थी. सो जब आप स्पेशली थ्री लीडिंग एक्टर्स के साथ एक फिल्म एक बना रहे होते हो, तो वो बैलेंस का जो डिसीजन और या जो पावर होती है वो एक डायरेक्टर के हाथ में होती है, वो एक्टर्स के हाथ में नहीं होती है. सो टुडे व्हेन यू से व्हेन समवन लाइक अ सलमान सर इज सेइंग दैट इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट एन एंसेम्बल, यस आई अंडरस्टैंड द कंपटीशन इज हाई, लॉट ऑफ पोजिशनिंग फैक्टर्स आर इन प्ले, के यार हाउ वुड आई बी परसीव्ड एज अ लीडिंग मैन. But I think times are changing when good stories are happening, good ensembles are happening, when you're seeing, and even when you see a film like Ludo, for example, now you don't say that अरे यार his track was more prominent, or you say it's a good ensemble story. So that power is always with the filmmaker, and it's your just decision whether to choose that or not. So yes, a little bit of competition is there between actors, but I feel अगर आपको अपना काम आता है और आपको अपने मेरिट पे विश्वास है, तो I think you will shine in, even if you are given a slightly lesser role, you will shine through. I think I'm a prime example of that. I shined through whatever I was served on the Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 script.
Correct.
And if 10 years later, if you're still talking to me, it's just only because of that, and people love me for what I did with that role of Thakur. So I think you have to know what you are doing and just keep doing that. Don't look at वो क्या खा रहा है और वो क्या कर रहा है, और don't get bothered by that.
Wow. No, that's so good to hear, because healthy competition is always appreciated.
Good.
I think every sportsman, as you said, also has it. But is there an update for the third part? Because honestly, we want the storyline to either get continued. Like basically, what I want is all 6 of you who were there in the second part, and no changes in the cast, because then our like how we have this connection with the movie that just breaks. Because to accept somebody new in a film that you've loved so much, is like, you know, that happened with 2 also, because people were saying acha abhi isme thode new faces hai, but then people accepted you guys with open arms.
Yeah.
And now we want the third part also to have that. So is there, like, do you have an update?
No clue about that. That is a completely the maker's decision to decide when they'll do the Pyar Ka Panchnama 3 franchise. And so it is up to them to decide that, and we hope that we are part of it.
Yes.
As the cast of it, but I don't know. That's their call.
After प्यार का पंचनामा, do you feel तब थोड़ा कुछ हुआ था fame that, because I remember girls went crazy for all the 3 boys, that oh my god, they are so good looking and they are so talented, blah blah blah. So when that was happening, you were getting so many messages, I'm sure you had so many female fans. Did then that fame bit got into your head a little, or then also you were calm?
It didn't go to my head in that way. Yes, the female fan following, the adulation was obviously overwhelming, and it did feel like, okay, you know, maybe I was just presented in a way that, you know, I became a little likable in the female fan following side of it. But I think all 3 of us were presented really well in that film. You know, when you're starting off as a, you know, a debut actor, it's very, very important that the audience perceives you right, or at least in the positive light, in whatever way, because that's what will set your foundation for the rest of the connection that you will keep forming with your performances with the audience. So that was something that was done very well for us, and I think it did feel a little, because we were, obviously I was a little younger at that time, so it did feel like, okay man, I've got, I think, some swag in it. But sooner or later you realize that, you know, this is part and parcel of the profession, and don't take it very seriously, because this Friday is there, probably next Friday it'll all fade off. So yeah, that's about it.
You know, Omkar, your loyal fans who've been with you since day one, I have often seen them either, you know, comment on a trailer of yours, or some project comes out, or your picture, that we want to see you more. This is one complaint. I'm sure people also tell you that. What is that? Do you feel, you know, quantity does not matter, it's quality that matters more to you when it comes to being a part of projects?
I mean, मैं unfortunately बहुत कम काम कर पाया हूँ, या अच्छा काम मेरे पास बहुत कम आया है. So I wouldn't say that I was very choosy. It was just that opportunities didn't come my way that way, and I've been hungry for them. I've been looking for them. I've been finding that right script, that right film, to connect with the audience again. So I don't know if I have a loyal fan base or anything as such. I feel I'm a new. No, absolutely not. I feel I'm a newcomer, to be honest. And my constant, persistent thing is to find a story which resonates with me personally as an audience. Whether I want to go and see this film or this project, or I want to spend my 2.5, 3 hours in this. So I'm hungry and looking for opportunities which will make me shine again as an actor, and the talent that I have, you know, I believe that I'm a good actor. I believe that I'm a good dancer. So something that puts a spotlight on these kind of facets of mine as a talent, that is something that I want to shine through and, you know, form that connection again. So it's not out of choice. It's just out of opportunities that didn't come my way.
Why do you think that happened? Because it's really surprising to me when you say that, because talent was always there. It wasn't missing. You enhanced it, you refined it, you came back. And people could see through, because a filmmaker like Love Ranjan, he put his faith on you as a newcomer. So we knew that these 3, all of them, all 6 people for that matter, not only the male actors, they were all talented. Why do you think the right opportunities did not come your way? Because people were expecting now he'll become, you know, somebody who keeps doing films after films.
I think just the, आप देखोगे sometimes when three new boys get launched by one single film also, or not just three, two, or whatever, maybe four also. If you look at even in the past, and if I give you examples, that all the careers have not gone the same path or the way, or they have not managed to get the same kind of opportunities that the other one has got. So it's literally each one to its own in this industry. Um, and like you said, that being relevant is important, and somehow I missed the bus of being relevant. You know, जो फिल्में आ रही थी वो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही थी, मुझे नहीं करनी थी, या जो फिल्में मैं करना चाह रहा था वो मेरे पास अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं आ रही थी. So somewhere in between I got stuck, and probably I missed the bus, and I was little out of sight, out of mind for some time, and that is why the audience has not seen me for a long time. And it's just that hoping that if they have given me that love before, and if they've seen me, and even filmmakers, if they've seen me, and people have believed in a newcomer like me once, someone like a Mr. Lavaranjan has believed in me. So why, I mean, hopefully the other filmmakers also see that talent in me, in merit in me, and give me that chance again to prove my talent. It's as simple as that. And sometimes you're ahead in the race, sometimes you're behind, but then you realize ultimately it's not a race, it's a marathon that you're going to keep running. So it doesn't really matter as long as I bounce back with something big and nice that surprises the audience again. So it's fine. No regrets.
Do you feel not being from a Bollywood, family, or not being a part of these Bollywood camps? And this is something Kartik has openly spoken about, that because he was an outsider like you, like Sunny, like all three of you, it became 10x difficult, because even though he had the right talent, people were not ready to put their money on him up until he did Sonu Ki Titu Ki Sweetie. Tab tak also he was struggling. Do you feel that is something that lacks, and that has happened with you as well?
Yeah, it did happen with me as well, and we as friends, he did used to share his stories or his part of his journey, back in his time when he was really struggling to get that right opportunity, just like the way I am today. So he had his own share of struggle and hard work that he put in for good 7-8 years. I remember even after Pyar Ka Panchnama 2, he had 2 good successes behind him, but it takes time for people in this industry to wake up to you. I feel that is probably the only answer that one can give to yourself, that it takes time for people to believe the bankability in you as an actor. यार इस पे 100 करोड़ की फिल्म हम माउंट कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, या तो it is, see, there is no bigger certificate than box office in the film industry. I think that is something जो दिखता है वो बिकता है वाला हिसाब है. So once he had that kind of box office hits with a Sonu Ki Titu Ki Sweetie, and with the film right after that, Lukka Chuppi. So that is when he consolidated his success back to back, and he was lucky to get the opportunities post that, because once I think all of his success came to him together. God said, wait, I'm going to give you so much, you won't be able to handle it. So I think that's what happened, and that's why I said that newcomer actors who get launched in one film, can vary. It happened even in a film like a Kaipo Che. With all 3 actors, if you see, their graphs went differently and very diverse. And people would say someone is a star, someone is an actor, someone is more like a social entity. It was very varied for that time. Or even like a Fukre, I would say that all 4 had a different. So you have to know actually what is your strength and weakness as an actor, and what are the opportunities that you're getting, and what do you make the most out of it. I think once you are able to do that, you are able to form some sort of a image or a niche for yourself, and that's what the audience likes you for यार हमें ये ऐसे देखना पसंद है, ये अच्छा लगता है यार. So you have to find that connection, I feel, with the audience, and that should be heartfelt. It should not be very made up. यार मैं एक एक्शन फिल्म करता हूँ या मैं अब ये करता हूँ. वो आई थिंक वो चलता नहीं है. ऑडियंस बहुत स्मार्ट हो गई है, वो देख लेती है आर पार फिल्मों में कि यू नो वेदर यू कैन एक्चुअली डू इट और नॉट. सो that is what I think the journey for all three of us, Kartik, me or Sunny, also has been, that all three of us have drifted in a different stream.
Yeah.
I'm the most hungry, I feel, obviously, because I want to have those opportunities again to kind of because I talent की कोई कमी नहीं है, confidence की कोई कमी नहीं है. I know that one right opportunity and I will shine back again.
I think everyone has their own journey, and sometimes I know when when something not that good is happening to you for a long period of time, you feel why is it not happening? But when you look back, maybe whatever happened with you happened for a reason, for the betterment. We won't realize it today.
Now, in hindsight, we
realize and
it,
cry that why is it happening. But I think years later we'll be thankful because of the journey that we've had. I think because of the paths that you've chosen or have been given to you, you've become more hungry, more grateful, and you have also enhanced your talent accordingly. That is what happens when, you know, people wait for that one right opportunity. I think they keep becoming also hungrier for that one big thing.
Absolutely, because you know, what is a talent without a validation or an audience, right? So you feel that, you know, and potential, I heard this very beautiful line saying that potential is invisible till it's proven, right? So you know, and nothing, I think, you know, that burning fire that is there as an artist, that, you know, I want to have that, display my talent and let the world see and get that prestige moment of your life or of your work. Obviously that hunger is there, and it didn't turn the best way for me, I feel. And today when I look back in hindsight, I realize that in my personal journey or in my personal growth as an evolved human being, in a lot of aspects, not just professionally, personally, as a human, as a, you know, family person, as a societal entity, I needed to learn a lot of things which was lacking in me, and I feel I'm much more evolved, calmer, better human being than I am. And I think that was important. That detour was important. So nothing is to be blamed apart from the fact that you learn from your mistakes and you just move on.
Absolutely, agreed completely. But you know, I saw a reel of yours where you were talking about nepotism, and you didn't have this bitterness in your heart while talking about it. I appreciate that, because a lot of times when people talk about it, they blame nepotism for maybe not having some film. And I feel nepotism is in every single field. If my father had a big media house, he would just hand it over to me. But I feel the major issue arrives when you're not talented enough and you keep getting opportunities. And if some film is taken away from you and given it to a star kid, who's not talented enough, I would have an issue there. How do you deal with this? Because I'm sure this must have happened in your long running career.
Yeah, I mean, it's not happened with me in person, but I've seen in very close quarters with some very talented, deserving actor who was almost finalized for that part, not getting the part because someone so-so was chosen over him or her. That has happened before as well. But I think times are changing. Audiences, you know, luckily with social media and with OTT being platforms where your talent can form a connection with the audience first, and then that fan following pressurizes the filmmakers to choose you rather than the other nepo kid, so-called, that you say. So that today when you look at, you know, YouTubers or influencers or people like, say, like a Bhuvan Bam, for example, or even so many of them that because they have that kind of connection with the audience and they believe in your talent and
Yeah.
for the kind of talent you are, then now by default these are being signed by the leading filmmakers and the production houses to perform in their films.
Correct.
So that this nepotism thing is, I feel, is too much talked about, and I think even the audience is bored now of it. But obviously, things should be done if on merit basis.
Yeah.
That would be great. But that happens in every field.
Yeah.
That does happen. A little preference. हमारे कॉलेज में भी reservation quota होता है ना यार. हम जाते हैं admission लेने. I got it. I remember I got my entrance to my college because my percentage was less, so I was below the cutoff list.
Okay.
But because they had, and I didn't know this, when I applied for it, they had something called a dramatics quota.
Acha.
So when I decided to take part in that, I did get an entry through that. So
Wow.
so that's when you realize that it happens even in college and in
Yeah.
educational institutes. So what is the big deal about it? That is ultimately, okay, fine, you might get one or two chances more, but if you have the talent, you'll prove it irrespectively.
Wow, wonderfully explained. I feel it's actually
Yeah.
you're correct when you say that it happens everywhere. But you are somebody who's seen fame in every aspect truly ever since you were a kid. If I ask you what is that one thing that you don't like about fame, then what would that be?
Invasion of privacy. To your life doesn't become your own life.
Yeah.
Especially in today's time with social media and camera phones, with anyone walking around. Even if you're eating food in a restaurant, someone is clicking you. I think that is something. Have a little bit of manners to kind of just ask someone to, if you want a picture. I have never, obviously, this is what we actors also work for, right? The adulation and fame. But that is a little bit annoying at times. Apart from that, being constantly in a sensitive spot, if tomorrow you do a mistake, it is 100x highlighted in terms of being, you're being judged by
Absolutely.
the society. So that is something that's a scary responsibility to have, where you constantly have to be extra careful about not doing a mistake, because we are also human beings just like any other citizen, right?
Yeah.
So we might end up doing some stupid mistake or a serious mistake as well. That is something that is an added baggage with fame or being famous or being a celebrity, I feel. But there are enough perks
True, that's true.
to cover it up. Sometimes, there are enough perks to cover it up. Sometimes most unexpected places, when you get special attention or special treatment, you feel, okay, this is something that feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. But before we wrap this conversation, I really want you to talk about what in your career, in what kind of films, what kind of genres you want to explore, because I want this to reach the right kind of filmmakers, casting directors, so that they take notice, because I personally feel that it's time that you get what you honestly deserve.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I'm hungry for great work because one life I got to create that name and fame again for myself.
Yeah.
I feel only compared to my childhood, I have seen only 10% of the fame and the success that I had seen in my childhood as a so-called child star that I had seen. So there's a long way to go for me. This is just the beginning, and I hope all great filmmakers that I admire or look upon, they are somewhere, even if they find me worthy for some part of the film, I want to work with them and learn from them, because when you learn from a certain kind of schooling that they have, there's a lot of in-depth knowledge that you get as an actor and that helps you keep refining your craft to become something better in your journey further ahead. And I think that is the prime examples of, you know, so many great actors that you see. So obviously, you know, I have a long list of filmmakers that I want to work with, and I feel that if they've loved me or liked me
Yeah.
in Pyar Ka Panchnama too, I think all I can say is just have a look at my work, and probably you will see that, you know, see that potential in me to shine through again. It's as simple as that.
I'm sure, because you know, I feel you have so much potential that's
Yeah.
untapped.
Yeah.
And when you give work to an actor who has so much of pending untapped potential, he just does wonders.
Yeah, yeah. I think that hunger just makes you want to, you know, process everything, juice out that opportunity completely. So yeah, I'm a very greedy actor when it comes to versatility, like
Yeah.
I said, or doing different genres, or working with different kind of filmmakers, or doing diverse stories, be it a romantic comedy that I got launched with,
Yeah.
jumping to a intense thriller. It could be a human drama, it could be a family emotional, you know, drama situation, it could be a autobiography, like
Yeah.
biopics is something that I love, of probably a sportsman, or you
Wow.
know. So yeah, like my dream is obviously something like, you know, if I wish I could do, I get to do something like a Virat Kohli's biopic someday.
Wow.
That would be, so yeah, I think that is something that is these are the kind of things that I want to I aspire to do, and I hope that filmmakers somewhere give me that opportunity, and I'll be thankful to them and humbly grateful to them for doing that.
Lovely. I hope through this podcast reaches to the right kind of people, and the loyal fans I was talking about that you don't believe you have, it reaches to them as well, because I think we've had a very heart-to-heart conversation, and
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, because it made me learn so many things, and
Yeah.
not for a second also I have zoned out.
Okay, okay.
There are some conversations where you zone out when the person
Yeah.
is answering, but I have just been, you know, so much present in this
Okay.
conversation because
I'm
of
glad
the
I
things
have
you
that
said.
effect on you, Rajita.
Yeah, you had it.
Thank you.
Because we've always seen you as an actor,
Yeah.
but very few actors are good conversationalists.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing this, and all the very best. I genuinely hope and feel the next time we meet, we are meeting for the biggest project of your life.
Thank you, Rashita, so much, and thank you to the audience for giving me that love, and keep showering that love over me. I think that's my fuel that will keep going.
Yes, because you also have a very filmy name, Omkar
Omkar
Kapoor.
Kapoor, I think. I think it's,
So,
yeah, it works.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Hi, this is Omkar Kapoor, and you're watching me on FPJ Showbiz. Keep watching.